Now, as many of you know, for the past several years here on Urban Update, we've been having a real estate chat around this time of year every year with our good friend Anthony Lamacchia of Lamacchia Realty. Now, during his visits here before, Anthony has actually offered some insights into the real estate market and tips on the hottest trends within the industry, but he's also made some bold predictions to me about what the rest of the year is going to look like. A couple times he's not been on, but I got to give him credit. No, wait, I got to give him credit. We've invited him back because he earned it. Ladies and gentlemen, he nailed it.
Well, this time you said a couple times I was wrong. I was wrong once and I was right once, so I'm 1 for 1.
You're 1 for 1.
But just to kind of review that prediction that I made 2 years ago with you, I said that 2015 would be the biggest year for home sales since '05, and it didn't happen. We fell a little bit short. We ended up.
There was a snow. There was a lot of snow.
The snow in early 15 definitely had an impact. Yeah. There's no doubt it had an impact. It slowed down the early part of the year. But not to get into too many numbers, but we ended up with 83,000 home sales in 2015. We needed 85 to beat 2006 and be the biggest year since '05. Well, this happened in a big way in 2016.
Right,
so
let's
happy to say I was right.
Good, good.
I'm right once in a while.
You also said the Patriots were going to win a 5th Super Bowl, but that was off camera.
Hey, they're winning the 6th.
They're going to win the 6th.
Blitz
the 6th. All right. Yeah. But so you know what? Let's take a look at 2016. Okay, yes. How did it become the greatest year? Let's look at some of the numbers for that year.
Home sales were up 10%. There was 92,000 home sales. So we smashed 2006 and beat it good. And then, as you can see on the graphic, you know, prices were up 4%. So it's interesting to talk about prices being up 4% because a lot of people, especially around here, around Boston, would say, oh no, prices must have been up 10, 20%. Right. Well, okay, they are up a bit more around Boston, and when you use the entire state, it only comes out to 4%. But you know, I shouldn't say only, because 4% is a good, healthy number. Last year was about 5%. So if we stay like that, that's consistent growth each year with sales and with pricing, and that's healthy. We don't want it to get out of control like it did 10, 12 years ago.
Right. All right, so one of the stuff that I always like about because you do these fun reports, right, is you also do this list of the hottest towns, or the ones that sold the most during the year, right?
Yes.
And it's cool because everyone always likes to look at that list, and they have a comment, right?
Yep. Some people like it, and then some people that aren't in the town say, well, why is that town in there? Why is this town in there? And we always point out that it has nothing to do with opinion. Right. We did not pick these towns. It's whatever towns had the largest percentage of growth year over year. So this time we were comparing Taunton, 2015 to 16. Yep. Taunton was #1, North Attleboro #2, Easton, Norton, Attleboro, Mansfield, Fall River, then Dracut, Springfield, Bridgewater. The interesting thing that I see out of these 10 towns is about 7 of them are South Shore in Bristol County. That was the only trend I saw, and I found that interesting. I mean, honestly, I was a little bit surprised when I first got the numbers across my desk from our marketing department. I said, wait a second, could this be right? All these towns in that area, but it was true, and they had substantial growth. I mean, Taunton, as an example, I'm looking at my cheat sheet here, prices were up, I mean, not prices, sales were up over 50%. That's tremendous growth year over year to see something like that. So if you're in Taunton or you're in one of these towns down there, you should be very excited.
That's good news.
If you bought a home there in the last couple of years and you see sales up that much, you should be thrilled because prices are going to follow you. Exactly. Prices follow sales. So when sales go up, values go up behind them.
Awesome.
That's what.
All right, now I'm going to put you on the spot here, right? Yep. 2017. What do you see for 2017?
I still see the market improving. I think prices will go up again. I'm not convinced overall sales will go up as much as they did last year. Like I mentioned, they went up 10% in 2016 over 15. I'm going to say I don't see that happening. And the reason I say that is inventory is getting crazy low. I mean, right now we're at 13,000 homes on the market for the entire state of Massachusetts. That is the lowest amount of homes for sale in over 20 years. So in the years past, I said, well, that's happening because the homes are getting eaten up. As fast as they're getting listed for sale, they're selling. And that is the case. In the last few weeks, we've had more sell than listed. But now it's getting to the point that we're really starting to see a lot of sellers that want to sell. I shouldn't say sellers, want to be sellers. But they're stalling because they're saying, well, where am I going to go? Where am I can't find the house I want. And then sometimes they see the house they want, but theirs isn't sold yet, so they can't buy it. It's like this catch-22 that people are in. So do I think sales will be up? Yes. I doubt it'll be 10%. If I had to guess, something more like 5%. Prices, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat sales and come in more like 5 to 10% because that inventory is low. Remember, this business, real estate, it's all supply and demand.
Right.
It's all it goes back to. It's not rocket science. I wouldn't be able to do it if it was rocket science. Yep. It's all about supply and demand. So I feel good about the year. I think that if you're a seller right now, you're in a great position. You should list as soon as possible while inventory's low. If you're a buyer, you're going to have a tough few months in front of you with a lack of homes to find, but you just need to get out there and find what you can.
But isn't this kind of also a good time, always, like right before spring? I mean, we're kind of in the middle of the winter, but if you start now, by the time you get everything going.
You mean to buy?
To buy or sell, right?
Yeah, to sell, it's a great time. I always say this, and sometimes people think I'm being a salesperson. They won't now because of the time of year. The best time of year to buy is really summer and fall, and the best time of year to sell is winter and spring. Yeah, I have.
You've explained that.
And so right now, like I say, if you're a buyer, I mean, that doesn't mean don't buy. You need to get ready, get pre-approved, get yourself in a position to buy, but be prepared that you might run into bidding wars, you might run into, properties that you make an offer and there's 5 other people making offers and you don't get the property. So you have to be realistic and you have to be prepared to pay.
Yeah. Now, real quick thing, I did see on your website, you tell people that you'll sell their home in 32 days.
That's right. We have
or they don't pay you.
That's right. And we've had a few people that we've sold their homes for free. It's funny you ask about this. We're actually, coincidentally, offering the program right now until the end of February. We offer it periodically, limited time, and that's something that we're doing right now.
I've seen that. It caught my eye. It caught my eye. I said, I got to ask him next time I see that. All right, my friend. I know you don't have any control over this, but interest rates, any inkling?
After the election, they went up a point within 2 weeks, okay? And it's complicated to explain why, but it has to do with investors putting money in the stock market, pulling money out of bonds, and they went right up. Well, in the last 6 weeks, they've gone down a bit. We're at about anywhere between 4% and 4.25%. I'd love to see them get below 4 before spring, but I'm not convinced it's going to happen. The economy is booming. The better the economy does, the higher rates go.
All right, my man, so I've got it on film again.
Yes.
We'll do this in about another year.
Sounds good.
And we had another little bet, too. Do you think you look younger than before?
No, I'm sure I'm looking older
you're so humble.
each year.
Come on. Now, if you ever do any work to yourself, now you're screwed. Because then now we'll know, my friend. No. All right, my friend. Thank you for coming by. Say hi to everybody over there.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, coming up next, we'll switch it up a little. We'll actually discuss the palpable fears hovering over many immigrant communities following immigration raids carried out in at least 6 states last weekend. All that right here on Urban Update.